Today we're going to begin with activity 1.5, flight management. In your previous activities, you learned how to schedule a flight plan to get our planes to go from point A to point B. Other things that we have to consider is crew members. Who does the scheduling to get that crew on a specific flight? Today we're going to take a look at how crew members are scheduled for specific flights. So let's consider the following travel scenario. A passenger is at the airport waiting at the gate to board flight 1742. An announcement over the loudspeaker says, "Attention passengers for flight 1742, your flight has been delayed." Curious about this, the passenger goes to the service agent at the counter. "Do you know how long the flight will be delayed?" she asks. "It will be about 30 minutes. The crew could not get here due to bad weather in their departure city. We have another local crew that is on their way. It won't be long," says the service agent. The passenger settles back into her seat and smiles. Now she has time to work on the crossword puzzle she's been hoping to finish. Travel plans can change quickly. All airports experience flight delays like the one described in this scenario. The weather, airplane maintenance, air traffic, technical problems, and passenger or crew health are common causes of delays. Fortunately, airlines are equipped with talented employees who are excellent at problem solving so that they can manage these flights and get passengers where they need to go. In this activity, you will use schedules and planning charts to manage these flights. Let's take a look at the roles and responsibilities of a crew scheduler. So in the travel scenario, the service agent knew that a replacement crew was on its way thanks to the behind-the-scenes work of that crew scheduler. It is the crew scheduler's job to make sure that each flight has a fully staffed flight and cabin crew. Crew schedulers are always prepared for weather events that may impact flight schedules. Therefore, they are always ready with a backup plan. They can quickly check several crew schedules to find a replacement crew when necessary. Things the crew scheduler look for are crew members who have not exceeded their allowed number of flight hours, crew members who have had adequate rest, crew members who have not requested days off during the flight time, and crew members who have the most seniority. A good crew scheduler is a good communicator. It is able to quickly solve complicated problems and has a good understanding of aviation regulations and airport operations. Managing individual flights and airport operations requires careful scheduling. Although middle school life is not as complicated as flight management, your day requires careful scheduling too. Planning after-school time can be tough for a busy student. There are only a few hours between the last class of the school day and bedtime. From doing homework to helping around the house, you may feel overwhelmed trying to schedule it all. With a special planning tool called the Gantt Chart, you can go from can't get it all done to Gantt get it all done. Now, a Gantt chart is a type of bar chart that shows a project schedule. A Gantt chart usually shows tasks, time spans, and the people assigned to perform each task. Today, we are going to be making a Gantt chart. All you need is a list of tasks, the things that you need to do, a schedule of time slots, the blocks of minutes or hours when you can get things done. Once you identify the list of tasks and time slots, you use color-coded bars to show when each task starts and finishes. The Gantt chart in Figure 1 shows a middle school student's after-school plan. You can draw your own Gantt chart on a piece of paper, but most people use a computer spreadsheet program to create their charts because it lets you change things around quickly. Two common computer spreadsheet programs that you can use to create a Gantt chart are Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets. Now it's time to create a Gantt chart for your after-school hours. The first thing you'll need to do is to create a list of tasks you do between the end of the school day and bedtime. You should have 8 to 10 tasks. For each idea of tasks, refer to the image above. Note that the start and end times of your available time. On a separate line in your notebook, you'll write down the time when you get out of school and the time when you go to bed. The hours between these times are your available time slots for scheduling tasks. Follow directions on the resource Gantt chart or Google Sheets to schedule the tasks and time slots of your after-school hours. We will be using the after-school hours Gantt chart to complete this part of the activity. As you can see, I've already began my Gantt chart. I've already created a list of tasks and times that I will be using. We're going to be using from 3 o'clock until 12 o'clock midnight for this activity. Those times should not change. What should change in your activity is the tasks that are listed on the left-hand side. As you can see, the tasks that I have listed are pick up kids from school, take dog for a walk, make dinner, clean up from dinner, kids' homework, grade papers, plan for classes, shower, and then sleep. So in order to create my Gantt chart, what I'm going to need to do is highlight the cells in which those time slots are available, or I will be completing those tasks at that time. So in this case, you can see that I've broken down each hour into individual cells. So each task should be a minimum of 30 minutes. So the first thing I need to do is pick up my kids from school. So in order to do this, I'm going to go ahead and highlight the first cell because this is going to take about 30 minutes to do that. I'm going to go up to my color palette and I'm going to go ahead and find the same color that is used to highlight my task. This is going to show that from 3 o'clock till 3:30, I will be picking up my kids from school. Once I get home, I then go ahead and take the dog for a walk. This is about a 30-minute walk that I do. So again, from 3:30 till 4 o'clock, I take the dog for a walk. So I'll go ahead and find that matching color and go ahead and highlight that cell. Now it's time to get ready to make dinner. I usually make dinner around 5 o'clock. This usually takes me about an hour. So I'm going to go ahead and start at 5 o'clock and I'm going to highlight both 5 and 5:30 and select that color. That's going to show that during 5 to 6 o'clock, I'm making dinner. We usually sit down to eat, which takes about 30 minutes. After that, it takes me about a half an hour to clean up from dinner. So right around 6:30 is when I begin cleaning up. So I'm going to go ahead and find that color, highlight it, and then from there, we're going to go ahead and take a look what's next. Now, with having 2 kids, it takes about an hour to go over homework with both of them. So from 7 to 8 o'clock is usually when we sit down to do our homework. So we'll go ahead and highlight that. Then I have time to go ahead and grade some papers and then plan for class. I usually spend about 30 minutes grading papers each night. So we'll go ahead and highlight the grading papers. And then planning for class can be anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour depending on the day. For this activity, we're just going to go ahead and say that we're going to be planning for about an hour. So I'll go ahead and from 8:30 until 9:30 is usually when I'm planning for class. After that, it's time to jump in the shower. So we'll go ahead and highlight that. And after the shower, it is time for bed. Usually I get to bed around 10:30 at night. So we're going to go ahead and highlight from 10:30 all the way till 12 midnight. And we'll go ahead and color that goldish color to match the sleep. So here you can see I've created a very basic Gantt chart, which shows my available times and what times I'll be completing specific tasks. It's now your turn to create a set number of tasks and then go ahead and fill in your Gantt chart for this activity.